Good morning, bubs. Did we just go on our morning walk? How was it? You want to say hi to everyone? Say hi. Sweet boy. I've literally been walking around trying to find my phone, and it's literally right here. Good morning, y'all. It was Labor Day weekend. We had a long weekend with my bonus boys. It's a work from home day. It is super busy, but I'll talk y'all through everything. I think, fingers crossed, that I'm getting to the point where I am bouncing back after, well, bouncing back relatively after a weekend with kids. And it's just a matter of doing little things to get back into my routine. So that's what today is. One thing that I didn't get to do was go to the gym. I probably won't go today. You know, I'm a early morning workout girly, and anyways, it doesn't work out whenever we have the boys with us. So first things first, I'm having my morning shake. Not necessarily that supplement brand, but it is Fairlife chocolate milk with collagen powder. It gives me about 30 plus grams of protein without protein powder, because that makes me all bloated and uncomfortable. So yeah, cheers. So in the morning I use the CeraVe hydrating facial cleanser. It reminds me of this Paula Choice cream cleanser I used to use, except this one is much more affordable. If you're not used to creamy type of cleansers, it doesn't foam up. Toner or essence, I've been using this Tear Milk Skin Toner. It's nice and hydrating for the morning specifically, because it kind of does have a slightly tacky texture. Like if you put it down here in your décolleté or whatever, however you pronounce it, it's like sticky. So I don't do that during the day, in my opinion. I feel like it helps hold makeup and stuff like that. Tried and true, as always, Kiehl's Clearly Corrective Dark Spot Solution. Basically just a vitamin C type situation. It's supposed to help like brighten the skin. Face lotion, I'm using the Aveda Botanical Kinetics lotion. I love how this stuff smells, and it's super light. Then for my under eye, I'm using this Tula Glow and Get It balm, because it helps to brighten the under eye, especially on like a work from home day where I'm not going to put concealer on my face or on my under eye. It just kind of helps give a little bit of an extra glow. For SPF, I typically use the Supergoop Glow Screen. I love this one so much. It gives you like this beautiful, healthy looking glow, but in the summertime, glowy all on my own. So I feel like it's too much. It's been a little bit too much for me during the summer. So I'm putting this aside for right now, and I am trying the Protect Tint. It's SPF 50, it's basically like a skin tint. The shade that I'm using is 30W. I've worn it once already. It kind of gives you just a nice even palette. It reminds me of the MAC Face and Body. I don't know if you've been around a while, but I used to use that back in my 20s, and I was actually thinking about it the other day. I was like, I want to use that again. I loved that stuff. I might have to get it again. I like it too because it just dries down to a natural finish, so there's like a tiny glow, but super, I feel like, natural looking, versus the Glow Screen. It can be super glowy, especially if you're like oily or get sweaty during the day. It just can get, yeah, it can get super glowy. That's nice. The lip balm that I'm using is the Burt's Bees Pomegranate. One thing that I have been kind of lazy about lately has been my appearance. Not necessarily overall, but like I haven't been putting on much makeup, which I don't think is a bad thing per se, but sometimes I wanna, or I feel like I just want to be, you know, more put together. So even though it's a work from home day, I'm gonna put a little bit of makeup on. Look not so tired and like I don't have my shit together. Less so I'm gonna just put some stuff on. Okay, the Thrive Cosmetics in Anita. Put it like that. Like I said, I don't plan on putting concealer on, but I got this small like mini size of this I don't know how to pronounce it, Say Rose Glow Super Gel. And one of my besties, Erin, she used this, and I thought it looked amazing, nice and glowy. So I'm actually just gonna put that, I don't know if this is what you're supposed to do, but I'm gonna do it. I'm putting it on my under eye to kind of like brighten it, and just like over my cheekbone. But mainly in my under eye, just, again, it's not concealing, it's more so, I'm just trying to get a little bit of a brightening effect. Looks kind of, whatever y'all. I'm just gonna blend this. I don't like to wear makeup every single day, but I feel like for work especially, and I have a lot of meetings, I just want to feel on. You know, there's some days where you just want to like, this week is one of those days. Curl my lashes real quick. This is my favorite mascara now. I've been using this for a few months. It's the Clio Kill Lash Super Proof Mascara Volume Curling. I love this one. I had used the long curling one initially, which it does what it says. It curls and it sticks like cement. It's amazing. It's hard to get off. I have to use a the blue micellar water, but it didn't have that much volume, so I got this one volume curling, and it's more volume. I think this is a Korean brand, so you know it's gonna work well for your, if you're Asian and have like straight, you know, straight lashes like me, you know it's gonna work well. So I had been hearing about that K-pop Demon Hunters, and my bonus boys actually put it on. They have me hooked. I'm also super happy that, okay, so they are Caucasian. I'm very happy that like Asian stuff is so mainstream now, because growing up that was not the case. You know, back in the day we had Mulan, the Yellow Power Ranger, you know, like there really wasn't a whole lot as there are today. I think it's super cool that I wasn't gonna watch it until my bonus boys put it on, and I freaking love it. I love it. I may or may not sing Free all the time in my car. It is gonna be my go-to karaoke song if I ever did karaoke, but I don't because I'm too shy. I got my eyebrows microbladed years and years and years ago. 19-ish, 2018-ish is when I think I got it done. I don't plan on getting it redone anytime soon. They are starting to fade, although when I got the micro shading, like the dots versus the lines, I feel like that part has stayed very well, but they're not as like, especially this one I feel like has faded more. Anyways, I don't feel like filling them in, so I'm using the Thrive Cosmetics Brow Gel. I'm going to set my face real quick because I don't like the feeling of like an unset face. Translucent powder from Laura Mercier. Boy, my eyebrows, I should have done it before. Powder bronzer on real quick. This is the MAC Give Me Sun MSF. I don't know if this is like too glowy, but I don't care. It's fine. Old highlighter, but I've been trying to use it up. This is Fuego, Dose of Colors. Is Dose of Colors still around? I don't know. But anyways, it was the Katie and Desi collab. No cyan up in here, y'all. I'm just gonna use some lotion. I think I'll use this one today. It was sitting in a box from when I moved out of my house, because I had bought this when I went to the UK a long time ago, back in pre-COVID. Crabtree and Evelyn, I looked them up recently because I wanted to get more of this because I love the smell. It's lavender and espresso, and I don't think they're in business anymore. And if they are, I think they're doing like lotions and stuff for hotel chains. It's not like a consumer driven thing anymore, so that's kind of sad. This is one of my favorite smells. As far as my hair goes, I'm just gonna have it down. I went and did a hair spa yesterday. I love hair spas or head spas. Oh, it was perfect. It was like, it had been a, you know, we had the boys for like 5 days, and we had gone and traveled down to see my in-laws, you know, over the weekend, and just like, it was just super busy. So I didn't have like almost any downtime. So it was so nice to go to that yesterday later in the afternoon, because it was like, I got this nice massage. It was super relaxing, and then came home and we were all winding down, so it was just like a kind of a perfect way to end the week. It's called Zeleny Head Spa. It was incredible. I've been to like 3 others in the past, and this one is definitely the best one. It was the most expensive too, but that I've been to because I didn't have a Groupon, but it was incredible. I would definitely go back. And then as far as earrings, I'm gonna put these little Huggies in. I like these a lot. They are by Rebel Culture. She is a influencer based here in Texas. I really like her. She's super fun. Alicia. She has a super fun personality. So there's that. This necklace. My sister got this for me. Perfect. All right, let's get ready. Let's get our stuff situated. Let's go. This chair has seen much better days. Come on, let's have our breakfast. Come on, let's have our breakfast. And do some creatine, some electrolytes. As soon as I saw it, I needed it. Was that so delicious, Bubs? Bubs, hey, was that so delicious? Okay, good, my love. I love you. Okay, so, oh my God, I've got my beverages, coffee and water. It is 8:26. I had to restart my computer. There were some like updates. So I'm going to go through and see what I missed out on since Friday. So let's see. So I have meetings today back to back from 9 to 12. Sorry. I don't know if you guys have done this yet, but I upgraded to the new Outlook. I'm so glad they're doing this now because it links to the tasks. You can actually see it in a drop down on your like to-do list. I've been liking that because in the past you would have to like book focus time, but then it would put your status as do not disturb, which I didn't like. I want people to still like be able to message me if they need something, but I wanted to block my calendar so that people can't book meetings, because if you're in meetings all day, you can't get no work done. So, I mean, obviously there's some days like that, but also when you actually have to get stuff done, it's a good idea to like block that time on your calendar. So I'm looking at it right now. I have meetings from 9 to 12. I have a 1 hour break, which I'm going to block for lunch. Let this be a reminder from a work etiquette perspective. If you can, try not to book during lunch. Let people have their lunch, people. I mean, then I have a meeting afterwards from 1 to 1:30, and then the rest of my afternoon is clear, which is perfect because right now we are in the middle of quarterly testing, internal control. So I'm like in between management, so accounting, operations, etc., and internal audit. So there's like first level of defense is management, there's internal control, which is me, and then there's internal audit, and then outside of that is external audit. So I'm second layer of defense. Like one of our core functions is to perform like kind of like a continuous control monitoring. So we perform quarterly balance sheet reconciliation testing, journal entry testing, and controls testing for, you know, selected entities. Big deadline is in a week and a half. I have a team of 2. We're testing 2 entities. One of them is in a really good spot. The other one we are behind on, and so now I'm having to play catch up. From 1:30 for the rest of the afternoon, I'm going to block it for focus time, so I need to do journal entry testing. So I'm gonna drag that over, block my whole afternoon for that. Balance sheet reconciliations. So I perform testing and I also review the work of my team. One other thing that we do is some situations where like we need to segregate certain duties. So we do help assist with like administrating. My teammate, who typically like she's the lead on those types of projects, she's out on vacation. So I'm gonna take on one of the things that needs to get done because it's kind of like time sensitive. The other thing that we do as well, so internal audit performs their audits. Management is responsible for implementing remediation plans, and so we help to monitor it, kind of help continue driving them forward. More of like a project management role where we're making sure that these action plans are being implemented as intended in the right deadlines, and then if it's not, obviously helping to facilitate like how to problem solve, escalate as needed, controls advice as well, like to help them make sure that they are mitigating the risk or addressing the risk that internal audit had identified. So that is today. I'm looking forward, like I'm looking at the rest of the week. If I can control my schedule, I try to have meetings like chunked either in the morning or in the afternoon, because I do not work well with having to do a meeting, then you get maybe 30 minutes of focus time and then another meeting. Like, that doesn't work well for me. I have to be like in deep focus mode. Obviously, if I have to be flexible, I will. One thing that's kind of nice about this company and this job is meetings don't tend to pop up last minute, like same day. Maybe it'll pop up for the next day or within the week or whatever, but in the past I would literally have a meeting pop up, you know, same day, maybe in the next 5 minutes, in the next 30 minutes. So it like throws off the day. Obviously there is a time and place to be agile and flexible for that kind of stuff, but like when that is a constant theme, it really wears on your, at least on my mental health. I try really hard not to do that. Like I said, there are situations where that can happen, but I feel like that we should all try to make that more of the exception versus the rule. So with that being said, I'm going to, looking ahead in my schedule, most of my meetings are in the morning time. There are some that are kind of like going into lunch, early afternoon. So I'm gonna go ahead and start blocking my time in the afternoon because I know I have to get this stuff done. So I'm going to block that. I also have my little pouch. This is what I bring to the office with me. My pens and stuff like that in it. And then I do have this cute, like I bought this, I think I showed it to you guys before, It's by Sumner Lane, it's a daily planner. I don't use it though because I prefer to have like my day on my calendar, like electronic calendar. I like to have like a notepad just in case I need to jot something down really quick. Let me get to it. Something else that I like to do, we can all utilize the same like live files. Obviously there's version history that you can download. Prior to me making substantial changes to it, I will save a copy down to my local drive. So I have like a folder that's projects organized by year and then by like the specific topic, like document retention best practice. I like to have that. Also, if you are reviewing other people's work or if you're responsible for giving feedback to people, it is good to have like a copy, especially before you start editing anything or whatever, to be able to have the prior copy so that you can, you know, provide that feedback and show, you know, before and after. Right now, I'm going to be updating our tracker that we have for internal audit action plans. One thing that was drilled into my brain when I started when I started working for one of the startup companies I worked, you know, in the past. So to like be able to work efficiently and agilely, one mentor told me to create templates so that they're scalable, and like the term scalable was drilled into my head. And even though me and like my friends who were co-workers who became friends from that, even though we jokingly use these terms like scalable, it actually is super helpful because I want to be able to create a template that can be used over and over and over again, like repetition, and that you can just build on top of versus having to start from scratch every single time you touch a similar document. So I am a big proponent of having templates, of having SOPs, just procedures for even like from it, like my team. I'll put and write down exactly how I did something. You learn this stuff in external audit, but if you've never been in external audit, maybe it's not as like it's not drilled into you this way. Step by step of this is what I did. This is a report I took. This is how I analyzed the data to identify my samples. This is what I asked. These are the things that I asked for specifically. And it should just be something that can be scalable. So anyways, that's one of my goals, is to continue doing that. I've already started doing it with like I said, this tracker for internal audit action plans, standard like testing template for our balance sheet or journal entry. So I put that together, putting down like specific testing attributes. That stuff is fun, especially if you go somewhere where that isn't already established. It can be fun to like build those things. So anyways, just another one of my tips.
Perfect.
Okay. So I have a height programmed webcam on my laptop. I probably should just buy a webcam instead of having to open my laptop and stuff like that, but anyways, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna put this aside. That's the one hard part about having such a small like desk. It's wonderful because it's space saving, but I have not much space to put stuff. But I know it's always temporary. I love where we live because the view is so nice and it's just, yeah. But it's temporary because we are outgrowing this place and we are gonna be moving. So, you know, in the next bit. Good morning, welcome back. Development on how to, you know, move things along versus just taking on finally done with some of my meetings. I was going to make my lunch, but I'm in the mood for Thai food, so I will probably go and get Thai. Because there's some things that I just can't make myself. I love a Thai papaya salad, so I'm gonna do that. Mild, spicy.
Sir. Sir.
I have a Cadbury egg in my mouth. I need a little afternoon pick-me-up. So it is finally 2 o'clock and I'm finally done with meetings. I had like a very short 30 minutes in between calls that were running over to eat my lunch. And then I had another meeting. So anyways, I'm going to get into focus mode. So I figured I would just go ahead and end the vlog here. Thanks for spending the work day with me. I just want to be able to get through a few things. And yeah, so let me know if you like these kind of videos and I can continue sharing. So I will leave you guys with just, yeah, you're welcome.